So when you are deciding to heal your gut and deepen your spiritual awareness, your spiritual power, you're allowing that intuitive spiritual perspective to be part of your inner guidance, to be part of that intuition and train that intuition to be the light that guides your life. We want to have these specific 9 pillars in your life that now help support that system. So you want to, one, begin to really identify foods that you are bringing in that are toxic, that are not good for your body. You want to start paying attention to how foods make you feel. And you also want to really look at information that you're taking in, like news that you're listening into, information in relation to relationships that you are maintaining that are also not nourishing your body, not nourishing your frequency, and leaving you feeling bad and inflamed, lower energy versus giving you more life force and energy, right? You want to think of every interaction that we have to be something that is nourishing us. It doesn't mean that there's not room to grow and learn from every relationship, but it doesn't leave you depleted. So your relationship with your food, your relationship with your entertainment and your education, your relationship with your friends and your community, those are all places that you want to look into and really analyze, is this the best relationship I have? You want to begin to connect yourself to whole foods that come from the earth and eat as close as possible from the earth. And in that process, more of a paleo-ish diet without being too strict, right? You want to not have rigidity, but also not have laziness, right? Find that beautiful balance. It's always about balance of listening to joy, listening to how your nervous system and how your body is saying yes or no to the foods that you're eating. And in that process, it's like when you choose your food, when you sit with your food, when you consume your food, and how you feel afterwards. That whole process has to be part of choosing the foods that you're going to eat. But as a general rule, you don't want to eat processed foods. You don't want to eat foods that come from factories that are high in sugar and other chemicals. You want to eat as close as possible to the earth and more closer to regenerative farming so that there's not a lot of toxic chemicals on the foods themselves. The environment in which you consume that food also plays a huge influence to how you are going to digest that food and receive that food. Environment meaning, are you in community and are you talking and is the conversation joyful and calming and peaceful, or are you triggered and are you in a more sympathetic state? Or are you still experiencing the stress of the day? Or are you eating as quick as possible and going back to work, right? That's not going to be a very nourishing environment for food. Or are you in the habit of watching something every time you're eating for entertainment if you live a more solo life? And then what you are choosing for entertainment, is it something scary or something stressful, or is it something joyful and light? Can you practice eating in silence? Can you practice bringing a more meditational quality to your eating occasionally and just kind of playing with that and analyzing what that experience is? Does it satisfy? Does it feel good? Does it help you digest your food better? When you are eating, you want to chew your food well. You want to make it liquid. You want to allow the digestive enzymes in your mouth to begin to break down the food before we go into the stomach, and the digestive enzymes in the stomach, which are very different, to begin to break down the food. You want to eat only to 90% fullness so that your food's not sitting in your stomach and fermenting and becoming toxic and increasing inflammation and your blood sugar, and slowing down the motility and And in that slowing down the motility, then that causes inflammation then causes a leaky gut. Then that's where we see that whole cycle between the brain gut axis, and where you're getting more the depression, the anxiety over long term, and causing stress on a physical level, and affecting the metabolism and slowing everything down. Which then, if you get in that habit on a physical level, you're gonna see that begin to influence your perception of reality, because it's gonna lower your frequency, and your spiritual guidance, that spiritual lens, is going to diminish.